Random Chance Podcast, and as always with me is Still in Progress.
My branding is becoming easier by the second.
Thank you for tuning in today, and today we're talking about favorite childhood games.
Who are
And
you people?
what you say?
Who are you people? Why are
Who are
you
you?
tuned in?
Why are you in my house?
Go find a girl or a boy, whoever you want.
Go touch some grasses.
Touch some grass, motherfuckers. Why are you listening to podcasts? Even if you're in a car at the moment, jump out and touch grass. Anyways, so we're talking about favorite childhood games. Not necessarily favorite games of all time, but games that we remember fondly from our childhood.
Yes, the game that people say, "Oh, what'd you play when you were younger?" You know, like what
Oh
got you into
boy.
video games.
Oh my god, do I have an answer for you?
I think I have an idea about what yours is gonna be. So
What's that?
I think is it Sonic?
No, actually, I didn't play Sonic the Hedgehog until it wasn't like the first game. It was a part of my childhood,
Mm-hmm.
but then there was a massive lull where I didn't play it, and then I got back into it around, funny enough, late high school, college.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
Would you
interesting.
like to start off, or do you want me to go first?
I kind of want to hear what your was.
Oh boy. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you the time when EA was a decent game company, and Warner Brothers weren't screwing up every project they worked on.
God, who'd
My
imagine?
very first video game was Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone on the PC,
On
made
the
in 2001, and it is, without a doubt, one of the best games ever made.
Really?
It is, for a Harry Potter game, in 2001, the levels were fun, the spells were awesome, like, it was still kind of faithful to the movie,
Right.
and it was so good. Like, there's a reason I had it be my first ever thing on the channel. You don't see it anymore because I'm doing a revamp of it.
Right.
But it's and it was all of them. Like, Chamber of Secrets is easily the best of the bunch for sure and for certain.
There were multiple?
They did one for every game, for every movie.
Oh
Keep
shit.
in mind, there's 8 movies technically because they split the last one into 2 parts.
Gotcha.
And there's a video game for each one. I played 1 through 7 on the PC, and then I played Deathly Hallows Part 2 on the Wii.
On the Wii.
On
Oh.
the Wii.
God. I still remember the console.
But yeah, no, phenomenal games. If you ever get the chance, try to download it on the internet. Like, get a copy of it. Torrent, I don't give a damn. But find time to play at least one of the console versions or PC versions of Harry Potter, Sorcerer's Stone, Chamber of Secrets, Prisoner of Azkaban. Goblet of Fire was meh. Order of the Phoenix was also a really phenomenal game.
Really?
Half-Blood Prince was pretty cool. Deathly Hallows was awesome. Honestly, yeah, Goblet of Fire was probably like the worst of the series, and even that game was still really solid.
Okay.
It's such an underrated and now forgotten series.
Well, what about it did you like? Like, what really clicked with you?
Oh, it was
about
like the adventure of it. Like, okay, for example, you start the game for Harry. I'll start with the very first game, right?
Mhm.
Imagine being, let's see, game count in 2001. I didn't play it till I was like 4, right?
Right.
I remember playing it on my dad's computer in his office. God, that whole beast. He had like the whole desk that had one of those freaking, like, you push up and it's like a wooden shutter door that goes over your computer.
Yeah.
Lift that up. The big old PC processor from like 1990.
The one
on
that
the or
sounded like a jet
1990.
engine.
Yeah, those. And you would hit it, and the blue power button would come on, so if you tried to play it late at night, it would light up the whole house like a fucking Christmas tree.
Yeah.
It was also loud as shit, and I forgot that there was... And at the time, I didn't know that there was a thing called volume settings. But regardless, so you open the game, and it starts with this awesome-looking main menu, and you hit Start Game, and it immediately goes to a storybook
Right.
where it tells Harry... What was that noise?
You see anything, folks?
Listen, after the day I've had today,
That's true.
you gotta give me some credit here. But, so you open up, and it talks about how Harry got his letter, and it goes all the way up to the Sorting Hat, where he's like, Gryffindor, and if you call that a spoiler, you're an idiot. I feel like I get needlessly aggressive on your podcast.
You
Anyways, I'm sorry. It's been a day. But you then gameplay. A cool looking loading screen that looks like a withered or like a golden burned piece of paper with this text that just says "Go to class."
Yeah.
You go in, and Dumbledore, with a poorly rendered face that makes him look like he's wearing golden sunglasses, walks up to you.
Uh-huh.
It's literally a graphical glitch that makes him look like he has swag.
Makes him look like he has swag?
He has golden glasses on instead of his normal ones with his eyes and all that.
Was
like,
he not allowed to drip out?
No, he has the drip with this graphical glitch. He has the drip. But anyways, he's like that iconic voice of, "Your first lessons up the stairs on the 3rd floor, Mr. Potter. Off you go."
Right.
And then you would bump into him by accident, and you find out, oh, he talks again when you interact with him. Then you go up, and you see Ron Weasley, and that's when you notice the characters' mouths don't move.
Yeah.
And then, the thing that made me fall in love with it, though, is that Fred and George essentially kidnap you by taking you into a hidden... So you just walk up to a wall, and you see this door just appear out of nowhere, revealing a whole hidden slew of stuff.
Right.
It's a tutorial level, but it's basically Fred and George kidnapping you, taking you behind a secret wall not known to anyone else, and saying, "Hey, jump across these bookcases."
Just bound across them?
Yeah. Also, it's made me realize that you need to be like a Division I athlete to attend Hogwarts at the age of 10.
Yeah.
Because Harry's doing stuff like grappling ledges, pulling his own body weight up, freaking making long jumps that seem physically impossible for any 10-year-old.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. But anyways, you finish that and you get a wizard card. This
Right.
giant golden thing, the collectible that has a famous wizard on it, and there's a whole animation where Harry backs up and the card floats and spins, and then it's gone in a puff of sparkles.
With the wind?
And then you go through another secret door to get to class, and then you go into a spell lesson, which the game is so beautifully made for 2001. It makes you feel like you're actually in Hogwarts.
Yeah.
Like, the immersion is surprisingly good for a game that, granted, the geographical layout of the castle makes no goddamn sense. The Flopendo challenge, which is the first spell challenge, would take up like half of the goddamn castle. It's that big. If you were thinking of, like, the castle as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
And the Wingardium Leviosa challenge takes place on the edge of the universe, apparently, because you're up high in the castle,
Right.
and then as you go outside, you see the top half of the castle, and then just a black abyss, where the rest of the castle should theoretically be, and then past that is just blue sky.
Is that where,
Empty
Voldemort
goddamn
lives?
space. Probably.
Wow, they really putting you through the paces there at Hogwarts, aren't they?
Dude, like, it's... And then, after you learn the spells, you go through, like, the troll fight, and the keys, and the devil's snare, and it's just all so well made. And then Chamber of Secrets is even better. Prisoner of Azkaban's the same thing. Because it was a platformer. That's what it was. It was a platformer with magic.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like a run-around adventure platformer.
Mm-hmm.
They got rid of that in Goblet of Fire and On, which is why I enjoy the first three more than the latter 5.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But, like, in the 5th game, there's so many collectibles. Never before seen interviews with the cast, like the real cast of Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you collect enough special stuff, and you get an interview with Rupert Grint, the guy who plays Ron Weasley the whole time.
Really? You get, like, a in-game interview of this guy?
Yeah, like, in-game, and it cuts to a behind-the-scenes or an interview with one of the characters, or, like, some certain thing about the game. And you can do all sorts of things. You can, like, climb every inch of the castle. You can play wizard's chess. You can play Quidditch. Can you play Quidditch? I don't know if you can play Quidditch in that. I don't think you can, actually. You can in the next game, though. I know that.
Okay, really?
But, like, all that kind of stuff, there's so much. I'm a sucker for games with a lot of, like, diverse content.
Yeah.
And those games were the perfect introduction to any kid for video games. Like, you want to put a spark of wonder in a kid's eye, have them play those games.
Okay.
I guarantee they're the most fun thing you'll ever do.
Who's your favorite character in the game?
Just in Harry Potter?
Well, in the game that in the whichever game it was.
Harry Potter.
Oh, Harry. Oh, I forget that the whole thing is that
Harry Potter.
you just loved Harry Potter.
You, no, the game was called Harry Potter.
Yeah,
So
but
naturally, the best characters were Fred and George Weasley.
yeah, I was thinking it was going to
That
be.
wasn't
Oh,
what?
that wasn't. I was sitting here
What?
thinking you were just saying. I was sitting here thinking I was sitting here thinking you were calling the game Harry Potter. You know
It
what I mean?
it is called Harry Potter. The name
No,
of the game is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
yeah, I was asking you like who was your favorite character, and you said Harry Potter, and my mind immediately went to like did he confuse me asking the game's
No,
name?
I thought you were saying. I forget that you've never seen Harry Potter, so I'm like, dude, it's just my favorite character in
Yeah.
Harry Potter.
All right, and
They're, yeah, you go next, and I'll go after you.
yeah, I so like how does the series hold up today with like Hogwarts Legacy or any game that came past that?
People still play the games today.
Yeah, but
Like
how?
it's no. That's what I'm saying. Like even after all this time, it's still a widely renowned game,
Mhm.
and I have yet to see any negative feedback on these games after all these years. Now, unfortunately, they're no longer available, and you have to go through like some downloading some stuff and finding a
Yeah.
product key on the web, and it's worth it though. It's
Is it?
absolutely worth it. I've done it myself. After the CD of the original game gave me some trouble, I found
Yeah.
a download, I found a fake product key, and I literally downloaded the game onto my computer and I played the hell out of it. That's how I made my first video series.
Right.
But yeah, no. And EA Games made made those first, at least the first three. I think they made all of them.
It's making my head feel thick.
Back when they were a respectable company.
You're right.
All right. And like what
But yeah,
about
that's
like
first-
Hogwarts Legacy? Are you
Never
interested
played
in
it
playing that? Yeah, but would you be interested in playing it?
if money, then yes. No money at the moment, so no.
Gotcha.
Because it looks really freaking cool, and yes, I really freaking want it.
That's what I've heard people keep saying, but I don't know. I've never been a fan of Harry Potter, so maybe I'm biased.
You've never seen it. You can't say you're not a fan if you've never seen the movies.
That's true.
Which, by the
but-
way, we're fixing that this summer.
Are we?
You don't have a choice.
He's gonna hold me down, folks. Help.
Yeah. Anyway, what?
My favorite game from my childhood is a series that's pretty relevant right now, especially with its new game release that was literally yesterday,
Think.
which is The Legend of Zelda. And my favorite game
Hey!
out of that was the Phantom Hourglass. I don't know if you ever played it.
Really?
Yep. The
Wow.
The Phantom Hourglass was my very first Zelda game on the DS, and I loved it to bits.
Shit.
Absolutely
mine was
loved it.
Ocarina of Time.
What'd you say?
Mine was Ocarina of Time. Like, Phantom Hourglass as being the first one. I can't say. And it makes sense. It was a DS game, right?
Yeah, it was a DS game. The DS was
Yeah.
my very first console.
True. Outside of like, God, oh my God, wait a minute. Never mind. You continue. I just remembered something else. I don't
Okay.
think Harry Potter is my actual first game ever,
Ooh,
and you're gonna hate me when I tell you what it actually is.
or really?
Yeah, but continue. So, Phantom Hourglass. What made you fall in love with the game, other than it just being like your first video game?
Well, first off, I want to talk about the characters. My favorite character in this is
Valid.
Lineback.
Ha! You know what? I respect.
Yes, Lineback is such a snarky, narcissistic asshole who, at the very end, saves your life, right?
Yeah.
So, in
Spoiler.
the beginning of the game, it carries off of Wind Waker, which I would love to play, but I just never got a chance to. Never had the console, never had the opportunity.
There's
And
always a chance.
what's up?
There's always a chance.
That's true. And it starts off with you finding the ghost ship, which is such an odd thing to be so focused on, because it was such a small part of Wind Waker. But anyways, you find a ghost ship, something's happened. Princess Zelda, or Tetra as she's known in the game, turns to stone. Or,
Bitch.
and you're basically basically you try to save her, but of course you can't do it. You fall in the water and blah blah blah. You wake up on this island, and this one fairy kind of shows up and guides you to this house. You know, you go through the whole process, and you go up to this one temple that is a repeating theme, which I haven't seen in any other Zelda game since, where there's like one central dungeon that you keep looping it back around to. Now that was a point of controversy for a lot of people. A lot of people didn't like it. I personally loved it because like as you progress on in the game in typical Zelda fashion, you know you could traverse it a lot easier. You go through it a lot better, and just the temple was complex, threatening, and all around just a. It was a really fun dungeon to me, and the big thing there was the fog. I don't know if you ever played Phantom Hourglass before.
No, it was. I'm not gonna lie to you. I bought it literally 3 days ago.
Did you really?
I did. I was planning
Oh,
on playing it.
do you want me to? I'm not going to spoil it for you.
You're fucking too late.
Oh,
Just
no.
go. Just go.
I mean, I can have another answer.
Oh, shut up. Just go.
I do have another answer.
I don't give a damn. You're already sinking the ship. You might as well see it through.
No, never.
I can go. No, finish the goddamn story.
We're switching to Spirit Tracks
No,
now.
you're not.
Yes, we are.
No, you're not. What happens in Phantom Hourglass?
Nope. We're switching to Spirit.
I will
Spirit
look
Tracks.
it up to spoil it for myself just to spite you.
That's
Finish your
fine.
story.
That's fine. But, anyways.
Disliking the video.
You're gonna sit there.
Disliking the video.
Disliking
He
the
didn't
video?
spoil Phantom Hourglass for me.
Yeah.
Dislike report for sexual content.
Alright.
Dox him.
You're gonna go to YouTube. YouTube, he spoiled the game.
What the fuck? Clickbait? No.
Oh, wow.
Anyways,
Actually, real quick,
If this is any good to
did you
eat.
buy it on like the DS or did you?
I went to fucking GameStop and I bought that shit.
That have it at GameStop? Oh my god, I'm going to GameStop. Does my DS still work? Oh my god,
I bought the only copy of it on the used shelf.
That's all right. I can have. There's like 12 other GameStops.
There's try not to dox us here. The mall near me.
Okay, I'll
Yeah.
try.
We'll go there one time.
I'll switch. Yeah.
Either that or C Mall.
See. Okay. So.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I understand exactly what you're talking
My
about.
G.
So, switching tracks here real quick, and back into a different track, which is the Spirit Tracks, the actual.
Your puns are horrible, and you should feel bad about that.
Yeah, I do, but you know, time presses on.
Content.
And so Spirit Tracks is a successor to whatchamacallit, Phantom Hourglass. Still really fun, and I actually, and you know, carrying off the back of starting with our favorite characters, Princess Zelda is my favorite character. This is the best iteration of Princess Zelda I've seen in a Legend of Zelda game.
Intrusive thoughts begun. Intrusive thoughts begun.
What are you singing over there?
Nothing.
Anyway, Legend of Zelda is my favorite character in that game because it's for the first time you travel with the princess, and it's like she actually interacts with you, she talks with you, she helps you along. And you didn't buy Spirit Tracks, did you?
No.
Okay, good. And she like helps you along, and she talks to you the whole time, right? So like it's the first time like you don't just like, you know, say the princess kind of shows up to you, oh, thank you for saving Hyrule, all right, get out. You know, so you're like, you know, it's not like a 5-second talk with her at the end of the game. Like, no, she's with you from the start to the end, right? So the whole premise of the game is that Link is a engineer.
My boy went to college. Hell yeah.
He's a train conductor or
So he's a better engineer.
And basically today is the day where he goes up to the castle and gets his this is actually like graduation day for him, believe it or not, speaking of college.
Of course, it's goddamn graduation day.
And he goes up there to pick up some sort like his certificate. No, he has a train from the very beginning of the game.
They give him a train before he graduates? What the
Yep.
shit?
He drives up there
That's
all
stupid.
by himself.
That's so stupid.
Yes, it is.
That's
And-
like oh my god.
Yes.
There's so much wrong with that.
The story isn't the best, but I mean, I love the gameplay. It's essentially like a carbon copy of the gameplay from Phantom Hourglass. But
Alright.
anyways, so you go up to the castle, you get your diploma, you drive off, and then all of a sudden, all the rails disappear. Right?
Oh no!
Yes, and this new character called Cole and Burn. Yes, I'm
Oh,
dead
fuck
serious.
off. I thought you were talking about good games from your childhood. This just sounds like shit.
This is a game for my child. You don't understand. This game is so much fun. So much fun.
Oh my god. Coal and burn. What's next?
Yes.
Fucking air pollution. I struggled for that one, I'm sorry.
But anyways, you go there. The trains disappear, and Princess Zelda's with you because she wants to go up to this place called the Spirit Tower, right?
Okay.
And she's wondering like, oh, what's going on? And this two characters, Cole and Burn, show up and say, oh, we need the princess to unlock an evil,
Of course you do.
evil entity, and so they kill her.
What? Huh?
Yeah, they straight up kill her.
Oh, bet. Alright.
They, well, quote unquote, kill her. It's pretty much killing her. They basically separate her soul from her body and take her body.
That's killing someone, yeah. No,
Yeah,
the bad guys win. That's
yeah.
just game over.
And literally, of course, Link being the great hero he is, charges forward and tries to help him, and this guy named Burns just literally backhands him off to the ground.
Good shit.
He wakes up, later in a, back at the castle town, and, you know, people are asking, you know, oh, where's Princess Soda? She left with you, and left with you. You know, he tells a story, blah, blah, blah. People believe him. Or not, they believe him.
Really?
Yep, they believe him.
Our sovereign leader's gone. What happened? She died. Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
Shit, shucks. Alright, well, better go away.
Oh, well. Back to selling pears.
Whoopsie daisy.
My apples are getting rotten. Better sell them. Like, bullshit. You know, it's funny. No one really seems to give a shit about Zelda during any of the Legend of Zelda games.
No.
The princess goes missing. Oh, my chickens are so beautiful. Like, no. God damn it, you old coot.
Yeah, right?
The disrespect.
I know,
You think
right?
this was U.S. government. Doesn't matter what political party you're on, that joke is funny. Fuck you.
That's true. But as you like leave the infirmary, you see the princess's ghost like calling out for help. You know, trying to get anybody's attention, but you know she's a ghost. She can't get anybody's attention.
Let me guess, she only sees Link. Or Link
No.
only sees her.
Yep, Link only sees her.
Of course.
Well, how would you have it any other way?
Yes.
Of course.
Don't have her be a character.
No, you don't understand. She's the best character in that game. Best character. She has an arc and everything, dude.
I know I've been saying this for 20 minutes, but I'll say it more clearly for you. Simp.
And so basically you follow her up back to her room, and blah blah blah. They
Ethereal. I shouldn't say that. They're like children, aren't they?
yeah, it's
Wait, are
Toon
they
Link.
actually? I thought this was the Adult Link timeline.
It's Toon Link.
Oh,
So,
so that's
take-
an ambiguous question to ask.
Take that as you will.
I need to really quick look up the age of Toon Link before I find myself in horrible jail time.
But you know they do the whole shebang. You get the instrument of that game, which is a spirit flute. Which, oh my god, we'll get to that in a minute here. And you go back, and basically the princess knows a back route to the spirit tower, which is where they took her body. So they get to the spirit tower and notice that it's broken up into 5 different segments, right?
Of course,
All floating in the air, and this is the
Could end up being
same
useful.
function as the temple in Phantom Hourglass, a temple that you repeatedly come back to, go deeper and deeper every time. So they get there, you talk to the few characters, then they send you the missions, and Princess Soda starts out as this, like, you know, typical princess, like, you go do this for me, get up there, you need to do it, I'm relying on you, go, go, go.
so a
and, like,
total bitch.
Yes, she's a total bitch to you at the front. Like, she gets all
This
up
was
in your
amazing.
face. She's like, why are you still standing here? Get moving. Moving to
Favorite
vampire.
character, huh? Didn't take you for a masochist.
I'm being bullied. But and like the one character that's standing by just kind of says, "Princess, you need to go with him." And she looks. These are quote. These. This is a quote unquote word. What she said. Me go with him. Sigh. All right, let's go, Link. And Link literally goes like, ah, fuck. All right. And they go up in the
Okay.
tower, and they go up to the tower, see if they can find her body, and see, try to put it back together. You get up to the
Find
tower
her
and counter.
fucking body.
Oh,
Ah, yes. Find the corpse of the princess.
it gets so much worse, dude. You don't understand. It gets so much worse.
Fucking Christ.
And
Can't
so
feel my hands.
the princess and you and Link go up to the tower, and they encounter a monster, right? Go ahead.
I'm sorry, the way you said that. The princess and you and Link, like you've transported to the fucking game.
You're just standing there. Anyway, they encounter like the big monster of the tower, and which is basically a big walking suit of armor, and the Link gets his ass kicked basically. Like Link tries to go toe to toe with this bitch, and this bitch is like, nah, son. Like Link gets bullied in this game, dude. He's not he's not like some big shot hero. Like he gets his ass whooped in cutscene. Like it's canon.
Are you gonna go through the whole plot of the game?
No, I'm going through like the base. Like no.
It okay.
And so basically, well, I'm telling you why I like the character so much. And he
Die
gets
if I don't warm
he
up
gets
soon.
his ass kicked, and he's like about there, and Link's about to get murked at this point, right? Like he's about
Yeah.
to get, he's like the swords are up there, he's about to get swung on, and Princess Zelda like rushes in, like no, don't kill him, and Princess Zelda can actually like possess the body of the monster.
God damn, I was really hoping you were just gonna say, realizing she's a ghost, the sword goes right through her and kills Link. But no, Nintendo had to be like, heard her possession, now down smashing Zelda and Smash Bros. But okay, you've made your point about
No.
why you like
Yes, and she goes through this whole character arc. She eventually becomes likable, and and the spirit flute of the game, right? What I told you about when the one thing they get from Princess Zelda, that thing is frustrating as all hell. Like you have to you actually have to play it, like breathing and all. Like how the DS had like that,
the microphone.
yeah, the microphone, like the gimmick. Yeah, no, you actually have to like breathe into it and play like on beat to a song.
That's funny as shit.
And you know me, I have no beat.
You have no rhythm whatsoever.
So I'm sitting here like at every single song, just trying my hardest, just like what the hell, just not getting it to work, and it makes me so mad. But anyways, so yeah, they put the tower back together, and the characters from before, Cole and Burn, right?
Yeah.
Burn betrays Cole and joins your side
Of course he does.
for whatever reason. He has a nice little character arc too, but he's not my favorite character. To me, he's a little bit of a pushover.
For the lady person.
Yes. And
Also, she's like 16.
I thought she was younger. Anyways,
I gotta go.
what?
Nothing. Just continue.
And so they eventually find her body, right? And it's being possessed by the evil guy sealed underneath the tower.
Ah, of course. Ganon.
No, it's not Ganon. It's
Ooh,
I
evil
literally-
Ganon.
I literally think his name is Manus.
You're full of shit.
I don't think that's right.
You are so full of shit.
I don't think that's right, but I think it. I can't remember
So
what
you're
it
telling me there's a dude named Manus sealed under thousands of feet of rock
is. Uh huh.
and is a being of pure darkness and evil.
Correct.
Motherfucker. Which came out first, Spirit Tracks or Dark Souls? I gotta fucking look into this.
I think Spirit Tracks came out to tell you the truth.
Dark Souls was 2010, I believe.
I think this was 2008, if I remember that right.
Actually, a fucking character.
But anyways, that's like a second favorite game of my childhood. Like that was, I had so much fun with that game. The train tracks were fun. It was fun to go up and down the rails. There's like challenges. The dungeons were like top tier in my opinion, like way better than Phantoms. And but I did prefer the Phantom's, return to dungeon rather than, the Spirit Tower. But that's my favorite game, Shadow.
Is it Magmanos?
Magma Deaths is it? Yes.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
No, that sounds right.
No, because it's saying they were just enemies and mini
Never would've
bosses
thought to
in
look
Skyward
here.
Sword.
Uh,
We'll look it up later.
yeah, look it up later. But today, of course, we have Tears of the Kingdom, which is on track to be another big selling game.
I think Nintendo literally ran out of digital copies. Like, they actually ran out of the digital store versions of the game.
Oh yeah, no, they crashed the web. They crashed the e-store, 100%.
Which is fair. The game is considered one of the... It's crazy how a game has apparently eclipsed one of the best games ever made by the vast majority of the audience and several game review companies, Breath of the Wild. This game has apparently eclipsed that already.
Yes, 100%. Day one, like it's not even a competition.
It's crazy when you think about it, but I think Zelda's... This might be a hot take, but I think Link and Legend of Zelda are starting to become Nintendo's main moneymakers.
They kind
Mario,
of are.
aside from the movie, which was met with a bit of mixed feelings, because obviously,
Yeah,
but I think Link and Legend of Zelda are starting to take the spotlight a little more.
they kind of are. To tell you the
Because
truth.
they've had three back-to-back banger games.
Yeah, they really have.
Now, Mario doesn't have a bad game in the series, but
That's true.
Yeah.
But, like,
Nintendo's just overall a really good company
Yes, they are. They do know how to make a
in
game.
terms of making games.
Yes. I was about to say, in terms of like company and finances, they are like top tier in that regard, but in other regards, not so much.
You start as a playing card company and you look at where you are now, fuck it, you can have those standards.
That's true.
But anyways, so more games from childhoods, right?
Yeah, let's hear it.
So my possible first game, I don't know what came first. Do you remember plug-and-play consoles?
Yes. Oh my God, you actually brought back another memory for me.
I had Pac-Man.
Okay.
I had a 5-game arcade pack. It was the first one I ever had. I still have it.
Mhm.
It's not at the apartment, but it's at my parents' place.
Right.
Because, my family likes to play it around the TV as well, and it's just there. But it had Pac-Man, Galaga, Dig Dug, not Racer X, Rally or something? I don't know.
Yeah.
And then Galacticon, I think it was called? I don't know. I had Frogger. I had the SpongeBob
who owns this
SquarePants Fry Cook games, which I kid you not, was actually a lot harder and a lot more fun than I ever thought. It's literally the SpongeBob Olympics with AI that you have to have frame perfect timing to get the world records.
You actually
And it
had
has
to
a
try against them.
completion thing where you can actually 100% the game. It's wild. I had Pirates of the Caribbean, which was a better game than it needed to be. You literally are on a ship,
Yeah.
and you freaking go to different islands, and you complete 2 or 3 challenges. One is a duel, a sword fight duel, against basic enemies, and then later actual pieces, like characters from a movie series, like the Hammerhead Shark Minion, Davy Jones, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
A platforming adventure thing that was so freaking hard. I'm pretty sure the islands went from 1 to 15. 1 was like your basic, oh, that's cool. 15, there was like spitting blades moving at 2 revolutions a second, giant swarms of bees kicking your asses, giant boulders that one-shot you. I'm pretty sure you only had 3 lives before it kicked you back out to the beginning.
Yeah.
And I think maybe the last one was a naval battle where you were on a cannon and you had to move left and right and shoot other ships and sink them.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
It was phenomenal, and I think if I still have it, I'm restoring it and I'm playing it myself.
Yeah.
And then there was one other game. There was another SpongeBob one, funny enough, where it was just a bunch of it's the thing that you give to the autistic kids to make them feel good about themselves. It was that kind of thing.
Wow.
Well, that's what I was. And then there was another one that was really obscure, really weird, and a
Mm-hmm.
lot of fun, and I've never been able to find it since. I would pay probably about like $20 to find that thing again,
What
just to
was?
get a chance, to play it. It's another SpongeBob game, funny enough, but it's just SpongeBob. The Fryco games was SpongeBob with a sweatband.
Yeah.
The autistic SpongeBob one was SpongeBob and Gary and a pineapple, like that was the
Okay.
controller, and then this one's literally just SpongeBob face.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the thing about the Pirates of the Caribbean one, the controller was a compass. Like
How,
you open the lid of the compass and the joystick is like the needle.
oh,
It was so unnecessarily cool.
that is a really cool controller.
Dude, I've got to show you at some point if I can find it.
Yeah, absolutely. That
It's
sounds so cool.
it really is. Like plug and play games were ahead of their time, honestly.
They kind of were. So,
But that might be not my favorite childhood game, but pretty close. There is another game that might take top spot as favorite,
mm-hmm.
but probably not at its close. Unless you have another game to talk about, I'll just go right into it.
Well, go ahead.
Backyard Soccer 2004 featuring MLS All-Stars.
MLS All Stars.
Backyard games were, and still are, nationally renowned for being super fun game. There was hockey, baseball, soccer.
Uh huh.
Don't think there was basketball or football. I could be wrong about that. But it always had like the same cast of wacky, crazy kids, and you would essentially play in like pickup leagues and go all the way up to like the world championships and stuff.
Right.
Mixed in with these wacky and reoccurring characters across all the sports were actual players in their kid form. Like,
Really?
you know, for soccer there was like Landon Donovan, there was Brian McBride, Chris Armas, was Clint Dempsey in that game? I don't remember. I'm not sure. I'd have to. It's funny. I think I don't know where the game is, but I know it's on Amazon for like $15. Eventually, when I get enough money, I want to go and find all of like my childhood games
Mm-hmm.
and just collect them.
Just collect them.
Just collect them. But yeah, like in hockey, there was Yadomir Yager, Martin Brodeur.
Mm-hmm.
All sorts of like actual pros as kids with the same kind of cartoonish look, and it was
Right.
amazing because it was a fully fledged like, you know, pass the ball around, like penalty shootouts, and each character has their own unique voice lines, celebrations, and reactions if they score or miss.
Right.
All voice acted. You hear random chatter. There's a kid who's mentally decrepit named Pete fucking Wheeler, and he is the fastest and weakest piece of garbage you'll ever love.
Uh huh.
And it's funny because like you'll hear you've heard a sports game. They like to yell. They yell to each other to communicate,
Yeah.
and you'll just randomly hear Pete just go "Duh," in the middle of the game.
Really?
He'll just go "Duh," and then he'll sprint down the field like Forrest goddamn Gump before kicking the ball right at the goalie.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And like I said, so you go from like the backyard leagues to like, oh well, the regional championship, international championship, and then the world championship. And at the end of the game, like the whole team goes to a pizza party at an amusement park, and every character gets their own individual CGI to look at through the credits.
That's actually That's actually like a lot of care put into the game.
It is. I'm telling you, the series. I got lucky with when I started with video games because it led so much to the imagination.
Yeah.
And like you could change the difficulty. If you're like me as a kid who hated to lose, if I lost a single game, I would replay the entire like delete my save file.
Jesus Christ, you were playing permadeath?
I literally was unintentionally. I would be so mad if I lost to like the Titanic Cheeses, I think one of their team names was.
Mm-hmm.
I would literally delete my save file and be like, no, I need to be perfect. And then I would play until I beat the game perfectly.
Wow.
And I never picked the bad cat. Like, I never challenged myself. That's why I kind of want to find the game again so I can fully enjoy everything.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Oh my god, I could wax lyrical about the backyard games forever. Never played the baseball one. I played soccer and I played hockey.
Which one was your favorite? I think I know the
Soccer.
answer to that. Yeah.
The hockey one was great. No comment. I just like soccer more than hockey.
Use this.
And
Yeah.
that's literally the only defining difference between the two games. Because, like, even with the soccer, there's, like, different arenas. You were playing in the backyard of a farm. You were playing in an alleyway where the goals were wooden boards.
Right.
Like wooden, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
thin wooden boards. And you'd play on actual soccer fields. You would play in a literal warehouse. And the best part is that if you accidentally kick the ball out of bounds, all of the characters freeze and just follow the path of the ball, and you just watch as the ball sails out of the arena and disappears into the void.
Just straight up, just out
And all like 11 characters are just staring in disbelief at what they've just witnessed. But yeah, so though plug and play, backyard soccer, and Harry Potter made my childhood.
Yeah.
And then I found Mario first, and then Sonic.
Gotcha. And then you seem to really click with Sonic.
I like the fast-paced gameplay. I love platforming. Don't get me wrong. I will pick up a Mario game at any point if someone's like, "Hey, you want to play Mario?" I'd be like, "Hell yeah, let's do it." Because you know Mario has a big co-op thing,
You know.
especially in like New Super Mario Brothers Wii was probably one of the biggest games of my childhood because it's the first one I played with my
Hey,
sibling.
Devin, how are you?
What?
Devin showed up.
Oh, nice. But yeah, like it was the first game that I had ever played with my sibling,
Right.
and I'm just like, wait, games are fun with other people. So we beat that game. Oh my god, it's so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, good times.
I always liked Mario games. That's always the one thing that, me and my siblings used to love playing, especially Mario Party.
Oh god, no.
What? What do you mean no?
The only Mario Party I only played was Mario Party DS.
Oh, you played the worst one.
I'm fully aware of that. No, Mario Party Island Tour was the worst. The 3DS game.
The 3DS game. I never got to play that one.
Good, don't. It'll ruin your perception of Mario Party.
Is that the one with the car?
What?
Is that the one with the car?
What car?
There's one with the car in it, and people say like that's the worst one.
Brother in Christ, they all have cars. The mini game, or they have actual cars?
Like an actual car on the board,
No,
where everyone sits in it.
no idea.
No.
Might be Mario Party 8.
Maybe. Yeah, I know that one's the worst one.
But yeah,
speaking
what
of-
have you got?
Speaking of plug and plays, you just reminded me of like a game my dad got from like one of his bosses. They said like, "Hey, we're cleaning out our closet. We don't want this anymore. Give it to your kids to play." And that was Bass Pro Fishing. Its controller was a literal like reel, just without like the stalk. Like, you know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
Yeah, it had like the reel with the line, but not fake line and the spinner.
Yeah.
I loved that game so much. I never caught anything bigger than a bass or a minnow, but I used to play the shit out of that game. It was so much fun. God, what was it like? Yeah, no, like the controller would like shake when you got like a fish, and like of course I was like 5, so I didn't understand, like, give it some. Oh god, that game. Yeah, guess Devin understands it. Used to play it. The controller would like shake, and like you would have to, like, reel it in. It was great. It was so much fun. The graphics were actually like really ahead of its time. Like you had like motion control to it, which was,
Oh my god.
yeah, it was a really sophisticated console. Now I'm thinking about it.
That's before the Wii, right?
Yeah, way before the Wii. Way before it.
You know, it's crazy how we went from that to the Wii to now VR headsets.
Right?
And it's all motion controlled.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Video games have come such a long way.
They have. But yeah, I used to love that game. The graphics were so good. But that just reminded me. And I actually did play a SpongeBob one too. It was
Which one?
I could not tell you which one it was,
Oh!
but I can tell you the controller. It was literally SpongeBob's face and his nose.
That's the one! That's the one I was talking about!
I'll have to see if I can't find it.
Wait, deadass, you might still have it?
It's somewhere here. Might be downstairs in my basement. I'll have to take. Remind me to go look after this.
I absolutely will, and if so, you're coming over on Monday and we're playing the shit out of that game.
Yeah, I remember that one. I could not tell you a single thing in that game.
I remember Clam Keepy Uppy.
I don't think I could. Yeah, I don't remember it at all. But I remember like it was
Do
literally
you remember the
SpongeBob.
seaweed maze?
No, I don't think I ever played it. To tell you the truth, I don't think I was ever like, ew, SpongeBob. I don't want to play that. I want to fish.
Fucking loser. Um,
But yeah, I was the. You know, I think you know what I'm talking about, right? It was the
no, I 100% know what you're talking about. And if it's the one I'm thinking of, it's the same one that I had as a kid and like got lost in the move from Cali.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Well, if I find it, I'll give it to you.
No, don't give it to me. We play together.
I mean, you can keep it afterwards. I don't. I have not touched that thing in years.
We shall talk about this later.
Yes, we shall. But let me ask you, what was your very first console?
My very first console
Yes.
was the Wii.
Really?
It was. And my first ever console game was New Super Mario Bros. Wii.
Really?
My DS came in 2 years after that. 'Cause I was struggling with a lot of behavioral issues, like and focusing in school. So my
Yeah.
parents didn't want to get me all riled up with video games because they knew I already spent a crap ton of time on the computer.
Mm-hmm.
Playing games like with my dad, I played Battlefield 1943.
Oh god, that was
I
so
would
much fun.
I would shoot the gun, he would fly the plane. Every time I flied the plane, I would crash. So it's kind of like a nice dynamic we had.
Yeah.
But yeah, we played that together. We played Axis and Allies. Oh my god.
How was that?
So it's like you pick a nation, and you start on a tactics board where you have like a bunch of things. You have infantry pieces, mechanized division pieces, and armor divisions. And you have airborne versions of all of those, which are like, airborne. What's the equivalent of airborne is the equivalent of whatever it is in IRL.
Mm-hmm.
And you would move your pieces to nearby countries, and if it was on a space with Axis pieces, you would battle. And you could either simulate it, which it would give you the percentage chance of winning,
Right.
or you could literally go into a full 3D rendered map, set up camps, position troops, and lead them from an isometric view, like in detail.
Huh.
And it would win whenever you eliminated all of the Axis, and you had like crazy things. Like near the capitals, you had gun turrets that were crazy hard to take down.
Yeah.
Germany would start all surrounded. Germany was actually probably the most fun one to play with, ironically. It was just amazing. And my dad and I would play that so many times. I think we only won like 5 times.
But it was still just, fun to play with your dad and all that.
It was just fun, yeah, because I was still young. I mean, granted, hell, I got my dad to play Wii Play with me once, and he hurt his back, so, that's always thing. My mom, the girls in my family are all obsessed with Just Dance, and rightly so. The game is fun as hell.
It is.
But yeah, the Wii was my first console. New Super Mario Bros. Wii was my first ever console game. You want to know what my first ever Nintendo game was?
What's that?
Cars Mater National.
Yeah, baby, I loved.
You want to know what my second ever game was?
What's that?
Brain Age.
Brain Age. What the hell is Brain Age?
Learning game.
Oh yeah. Did they implement that on the 3DS?
Probably.
It had like the digital face.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. He gave me the creeps.
Oh yeah, that's the idea. Do math where I killed. Ha, ha, ha.
He wanted to be he was a Duolingo bird before the Duolingo bird was a thing.
Actually, yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because I remember like one time I didn't like log in, so it's like, so where you been?
Yeah, no, man actually got suspicious. He's like, hey, yo, so you don't like learning no more? What's going on?
Yeah, like why haven't you been here? Like he gasped at me like,
do I need to talk to your parents again? It's like, again? What do you mean?
He's like, I have all their contact information. Just pulls out a sheet with all their numbers.
Pulls up your IP address.
Yeah.
I know where you live. You can do some math right goddamn now before I come into your house with a crowbar.
Right?
I forget what his name was. Was it Kobashikawa?
I
Is that his
can't
name?
remember.
Oh my god, that's gonna...
Devin has a question for us.
What's that?
Were your parents ever really strict about gaming?
Yes, abso-freaking-lutely.
Really?
Oh my god, yeah. I was relegated crazily. I could only play on the weekends, and it was for 30 minutes a day. No more, no less.
Really?
And then it got more as I got older, and I showed that I did well in school, and then I got some privileges. And then, even with the Wii, it was like, this much time, no more. And then, me and my sister used to sneak downstairs early to play.
Yeah.
And we would do that. And, yeah, no, very strict. Very, very strict. I didn't get the freedom to play whenever I wanted until I moved out.
Really?
And in their eyes, and I completely agree with it, now that I've moved on my own, it was their house, their rules. And I didn't always agree with it, but it was the rules. It was that or being homeless. And I liked having a roof over my head, so...
Gotcha. Well...
I sucked it up a little bit.
Well, at least... Yeah. At least now as you're older, you're able to understand it, at least.
Yeah. If that answers your question, Devin.
Yeah. What about the types of game that you played?
Oh, God, are you kidding me? Heavily regulated.
Yeah.
No multiplayer games at all. Even on... Oh my god, wait a minute, I just unlocked a memory. Did you ever go online on the computer to CartoonNetwork.com, Nickelodeon.com, or DisneyChannel.com?
Yes.
The best games for any kid growing up were on those websites.
That is true. That and Cool Math Games.
Cool Math Games is alright. It doesn't hold a candle compared to CartoonNetwork.com or Nick.com.
No,
Before they nuked CartoonNetwork.com of all the good games, and they nuked Nickelodeon of all the older games, it was literally the place to go. Like, I would spend all of my gaming time on those sites if my dad wasn't around.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my god, that unlocked like a core freaking memory. Because they used to be like fully fledged games with save files and like multi-level stories and like voice acting. It was ridiculous. You remember?
Yeah, I do. It was they were really, really fun.
And then they did all these collab, like these crossover games. So you had like, I remember Cartoon Network. Freaking, first of all, Cartoon Network, Kids Next Door was the best games out of everything. Operation Startup was so unnecessarily good in terms of soundtrack, gameplay, and story that it should be criminal that it never got a release to console.
Oh. I never played that one. I always remember my top one was Sky High.
Sky High?
Yeah, remember that? Do you remember the episode where they had like this big blimp that they traveled around, and they each had like their own like little aircrafts?
Is this Kids Next Door?
No, this isn't Kid Next Door. This is a Cartoon Network game. I have to send you a picture of it later, but they had like this like big blimp that they all like operate out of. They have like, you know, aircrafts they could use that they would, you know, fly around and like, you know, do like different missions. It was so much fun. It was basically Space Invaders.
Jesus. I remember Summer Island, which was you had to interact with like all these different characters to get quest items, and you just like, such a good time.
Yeah.
But do you remember, this is how goated cartoons were back in the day, the Cartoon Network crossover commercials where all of the characters were just like living in the same town.
Yeah.
Or like the same city together.
Yep.
And like Johnny Bravo and Samurai Jack form an immediate bromance at the laundromat.
Oh my god, dude! Did you see the fan art of like? I think it was like an ex, either an ex Johnny Bravo animator or an ex Samurai Jack animator, made like with them like friends and shit. Like Johnny Bravo was like a samurai, and they were like all like. I had to send you it. It's so cool.
Please do, because that sounds amazing. But like, not only that, the Scooby-Doo. Like, cartoons were more because you would always know when your show was going to be back on because there would be a commercial about that cartoon.
Yeah.
And I remember Fred, like Scooby-Doo had the best ones where Fred would literally curse out the camera. Do you remember that one? For
Yeah.
those of you, for those of you who don't remember, it was literally the Mystery Machine pulls up,
Mm-hmm.
and Fred just rolls down the window. He's like, a lot of people ask me over the years, Fred, why the scarf? And I always tell them the same thing. Why don't you mind your own fucking business, pal? I'm a fucking cartoon star. I get more beep, 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 beep than I beep, beep than I want to wear. And then the gang just looks at him like, what the hell?
Yep, I
So
remember that
remember,
episode.
be yourself. And remember, passion first. And that was it. Oh my god, it was at a time where people worried less about making new shows and preserving the current ones.
Yeah.
We grew up with the golden age of cartoons. You can still find those old commercials on YouTube. Please look them up to get a glimpse of what the good times were like.
Yes.
Anyone who listens to
Absolutely.
this and you're watching cartoons now, you've missed out. I'm sorry, you're never going to get an era like we had.
No.
Go to YouTube for them, go to boomerang.com, or Boomerang, like the channel, but you will never have a more close-knit, like, Cartoon Network genuinely felt like a family at that point.
A family with the characters, yes.
A family with the characters, yeah, because you literally saw them all interacting with each other in games, like actual shows, commercials.
Right.
You're never gonna get that again,
Like,
and it's a shame.
It really was. Is.
Yeah.
That they don't have that.
Even Nickelodeon. I remember a Nickelodeon commercial where it was, I'm pretty sure one of like the execs at Nickelodeon or someone, I can't forget. I'm probably gonna get skewed, like absolutely killed in the comments for it. But it was this man and his wife. It was always them. And there was a thing where it was like, oh, the weatherman said it was supposed to be bright, but now it's raining, and the guy like transforms into a space suit or like flies up to the clouds, and it's Cosmo and Wanda arguing, and Wanda causing the rain.
Yeah.
Or it's, hey, there's something down there, and he goes into a Scooby suit and he sees SpongeBob and Patrick. Or don't even get me started on Jimmy Timmy Power Hour, the crossover of the century, where Jimmy Neutron and Timmy Turner band together over 3-hour-long specials.
Yes. Absolutely.
And then the Fairly Odd Parents Wishology.
Yep.
Like the 3 full-length movies of Timmy Turner being a complete unnecessary badass.
Yeah, that was. I remember that. That was
once
so
again,
good.
You will never find that again. That is gone to time, because the bottom line matters more than the community you're making it for.
Yes, no, it's not about making something good. It's about making something that people will watch. You know what I mean?
People will watch, lose interest after a season, and then it's time for a new show. Have you noticed that? That's how it is this entire nowadays.
Because once it's made its money, they just bail on it.
They did. Sorry, do we have any other chats, by the way? I feel like I'm sorry, I kind of went on a tirade there.
No.
Devin's not there anymore. All right.
No, he's still here.
All right, sorry, Devin.
But yeah, man, I miss. Yeah, like those online games with Nick Cartoon Network, Disney. Those were so much fun.
Oh yeah.
I remember playing those. I remember like wasting hours away on that.
Oh my god, yes.
My parents were never like really strict like that. They were like never really strict with me like that. My parents were like very open with that. So like if I want to play an M-rated game, they were always like there's some things in there you might want to see. If you have any questions, just come ask me. I say okay, I go play it.
That's nice.
Yeah. Yeah, they were never unrestricted with me. Of course, if I was doing bad in school or, I did something I wasn't supposed to, then of course I get, video game privileges taken away, but...
Yeah, of course.
That's understandable,
mine started with, you get 30 minutes. If you get a toe out of line, then you don't get it for a week. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Which, again, no disrespect to my parents. I turned out the way I am because I am of them. And I'm one of the best motherfuckers I know. Sorry. But, yeah, like, still, even regard that, like, childhood video games determined so much for what we would do with them later.
Yeah. Determine the view and how we see them.
Basically.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
But that's all I got. But,
that's what? Nice hour 15 long recording?
Yeah, but it's about to come an hour just right about now, actually.
Jeez.
Yeah. That was a really fun topic to talk about.
Definitely, good job. You
There's
picked
what?
a topic that wasn't just like awkward silence mixed
Yes.
with, "Hey, did you see this meme the other day?"
And us, just bursting into an argument.
Oh my god, yeah. Well, it's because the thing is that we already know that we grew up with the golden age of gaming. Don't get me wrong, there are certain games nowadays that kids that when like we were their age, or when they're, you know what I mean, when they're
Yes.
young, they're gonna grow up with games that make memories too.
Yes.
And you know what? It continues down the rabbit hole. And I
Yeah.
think that's the beautiful part of gaming is that it doesn't matter how old you are or what games are out when you're however old you are.
Yeah.
Everyone can have a chance to enjoy it. Doesn't mean they will, but they have a chance to enjoy it.
Yes. Everyone's gonna have
There's
childhood games, despite what everyone else plays.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Before we end it off here, Devin has a question. How did we meet?
How did
And
we meet? Do we
yeah,
want to go into this?
I mean, I don't see why not.
All right, so it was a strip club on the 3rd of November. No.
Yeah.
No, 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 no,
You
no,
bailed
no,
out of
no,
that
no,
one
no,
real quick, didn't you?
no, no, no. I didn't
You,
think you were gonna say yes.
yeah, you ran with that one.
No, I did not. I tried to put on the brakes, and just like my car, they failed. Um, yeah. By the way, that was my day today. Before I answer your question, I apparently lost all my brake fluid, and my line burst. And I was essentially driving with 3 good wheels about 15 miles on the goddamn highway.
Deja vu.
And I pulled into a garage, and they're like, "Yeah, this will be over $1,000 of repairs, and it'll take us until Monday." And I just kind of cried. And then
you,
this jackass had to pick me up, even though he like just finished work.
it
It was a rough day. But
was a rough day.
answer question: how did we meet?
It
I
was like
believe we both met through.
a
Well,
mutual friend.
it was definitely high school.
Yeah.
It was definitely high school. Or no, wait, it was middle school I met you, didn't I?
I think it was like 8th grade middle school or freshman
It was,
high
yeah.
school.
Either way, it was the same year that I really started talking to SB,
Yeah.
Short Bus, which I met Short Bus through Leprechaun, and I'm pretty sure I'm not going to name his name.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to say the word vacuum, and I think you know where I'm going with that.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure I met Jason through him, if not through Leprechaun.
One
And
of
then
the
by
two.
extension, I met you.
Yeah.
And then after, I didn't really get along with you guys at first because I was still super sensitive for some reason. Like, I will say, the one thing my parents did wrong for me is that they never taught me how to really be social or, like, adapt to certain things. Like, if someone said a joke or something that was even remotely mean, I would just turtle up. I wouldn't
Yeah.
respond. I would shut down. I gotten better since then, for sure and for certain.
Mm-hmm.
College was a freaking basically
Thank
just
goodness.
hammer to that. It's like, oh, you want to be protected? Hell nah. And I manned the hell up.
That's
And
what college
I
is
owe it
for.
all to one person, for sure.
Well,
Not going to name their name as well, but we have some
Gotcha.
history. Well, we did have some history, but I at least thank them for helping me out of my shell there.
gotcha.
And then after I got back from training, I started talking to y'all again.
Yeah.
And again, apologies that I kind of ghosted everyone for 4 years.
Yeah, but no one
But
really
again,
said you for that.
I hadn't really talked to you guys since then.
Yeah.
And then I think it started back up when we all started playing D&D together.
Yeah.
And then it just
And
grew
then-
from there, and I'm
yeah.
like, hey, you want to record a video? Sure. And then, you know, I consider best of friends.
Yeah.
That cover everything?
I think so, yeah. We met.
Yeah. It's an interesting tale, but it all worked out in the end.
Yeah, it did. But
Sorry,
anyway,
I didn't mean to take that over.
You're fine. But yeah. Anyways, I think that about does it.
Any other questions for Devin?
No, no.
We'll give him like 1 more minute.
Yeah, give it a minute. Any more questions, Devin?
Wait.
Ah.
Why did you just post something in the Sip Squad? Devin, these clips don't go in there.
Wonder if the owner's around.
Actually, they
I think he's
can.
I think he's posted the strip club one.
I swear to God, did you actually post the strip club one?
He said he's clipping it.
Devin? Devin!
He says now you can think of any.
Devin, did you Did you post that in the channel?
Yeah, let's see.
I want a response before we end this.
He deleted it. Don't worry.
You coward! Put it back right now and own up for your
Oh,
mistake.
my God. You heard him, Devin.
As the owner of the server, my word is absolute. I require embarrassment, please.
He's gone mad.
I'm defended. But yeah, I can say that I'm glad things turned out the way they did, and I look forward to the continuation of what will be a very long and a very fun partnership.
Yes. Here's to the future.
And yeah, here's to the future for sure. We still gotta go out and celebrate a certain occurrence that happened recently, actually.
I'm down.
Yeah.
All right.
Drunk Minecraft stream.
Absolutely. You don't understand how much fun I would have that.
Well, of course, I'm sure you would. It
Well,
scares
anyways.
me, actually.
Thank you folks so much for watching. If you like what you see, please do subscribe and make sure to check out Stillinprogress' channel.
And please subscribe to this channel.
Alright. We'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.